And here's what's happening in your news across Nevada. Old plans for a subdivision in Mountain Falls have been renewed by their new owner. The Prump Regional Planning Commission approved a tentative map and 11 street names for a 113-lot subdivision. Under the development agreement between Nye County and Mountain Falls Acquisition Corporation, the project would take 26.85 acres with a gross density of 4.21 lots per acre. William Lyons Homes previously had the subdivision approved by Nye County, but it expired. The new owner, American West Development, has requested approval of the same design. The proposed 113 homes are expected to generate $170,000 in annual property taxes. Nevada is working to become a leading demonstrator location for urban mobility solutions. A summit was held recently which included development of the first pilot projects to launch under an initiative which has an emphasis on mobility ecosystem. The Synchronized Mobility City Demonstrator Summit was held over 2 days in Las Vegas earlier this month. The event offered industry leaders the chance to both see and hear why Las Vegas and the state as a whole offers the perfect environment for a demonstrator city, of which Las Vegas's global connectivity, the state's long history of embracing autonomous technology, and the government's support of emerging and growing industries are key. The Nevada Division of Forestry is currently soliciting pre-proposals for 2 competitive grant programs, landscape scale restoration and state fire assistance. Nevada's urban and rural ecosystems are continuously threatened by the invasion of non-native species, vegetation diseases, development disturbances, and destructive natural events such as floods and wildfires. Funds may be used to implement restoration treatments that reduce negative ecosystem impacts such as wildfire and noxious weeds, and improve or restore urban, rural forest and rangeland health, recreational opportunities, water resources, riparian areas, and wildlife habitat. The Nevada Division of Forestry is also seeking pre-proposals for the State Fire Assistant Program that would help cooperators identify and implement hazardous wildlife fuel reduction projects to mitigate community losses from wildfires. Funds may be used for costs associated with implementing on-the-ground hazardous fuel reduction projects, information and education programs relating to wildland-urban interface issues, and homeowner and community action projects. Proposed projects must be implemented on state and/or private lands located in Nevada. Projects on federal lands are not eligible. For more information, call 775-684-2511. In January, the unemployment rates in Nevada's metropolitan statistical areas saw a slight increase, but decreased on a year-over-year basis. The rate in Las Vegas rose to 6.5% and is down 1 percentage point from last year. In the Reno-Sparks area, the rate rose to 6.2%, but decreased 1.2 percentage points year over year. The Carson City rate is up 1 percentage point relative to last month at 7.7% and declined 0.8 percentage points over the year, as reported previously. The statewide rate for January fell to 6.2%. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada.
Tomorrow and Saturday, New Hope Fellowship volunteers will be distributing food to those in need.
This week is a USDA food distribution at New Hope Fellowship Church, that's 781 West Street. It will be Friday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon.
And so what's the requirements for this?
Everyone needs to bring their own box and 2 pieces of ID. We need to have a valid Nevada driver's license or ID. We also need a current bill which shows their address. That could be a rent receipt, telephone bill, utility bill would fill the trick.
What types of items are you giving out?
Typically we have canned goods, rice, beans, very often frozen meat or cheese, some pretty nice things.
And so this is all right next to New Hope Fellowship. Do you need a vehicle? Are you able to walk in? What's the requirements there?
Most people, we would encourage people to drive, but actually if that's a problem, they can also walk in.
Are you looking for volunteers to help out?
Always.
And so how can people volunteer?
They can volunteer by calling the church, and the number is 751-1867.
And they can also show up there?
Yes, they could. We'll put them to work.
What time?
Well, let's see. Since we're opening Friday at 9 a.m., if they could come a little ahead of 9. Actually, both mornings we're opening at 9 a.m., so if they could come a little bit in advance, we'll get them ready.
Does People who are wanting to take advantage of the USDA food distribution, do they have to arrive early?
No, actually. What we're going to try next month is giving them set appointments so we don't get 200 people showing up at once.
And you've expanded this to 2 days now, and are doing it more frequently so that that there's not huge lines.
Yes, yes, that's one of the best innovations we've done, is to make it a 2-day monthly distribution instead of every other month, several hundred cars showing up at once.
And here's what's happening in your entertainment this week.
In entertainment this week, if you've got a taste for cooking shows, the online TV platform Twitch is offering up a heaping helping. It began streaming a 201 episode marathon of Julia Child's cooking show, The French Chef, on Tuesday. First Lady Michelle Obama has recruited stars, including Missy Elliott and Kelly Clarkson, to lend their voices for a new female empowerment song. During her time at the White House, Mrs. Obama has led the Let Girls Learn movement and its 62 Million Girls Initiative, a campaign which aims to provide opportunities to the millions of girls around the world who are denied the right to education. As part of the campaign and in conjunction with Women's History Month, the First Lady has enlisted the help of some of today's top female artists, including Elliott, Clarkson, Zendaya, Kelly Rowland, Janelle Monáe, Lea Michele, and newcomers Chloe and Holly and Jada Grace, for a track called This Is For My Girls. The mid-tempo tune, written by Oscar nominee Diane Warren, includes the lyrics, "This is for my girls all around the world. Stand up and be heard. Stand up, hold your head up. Don't take nothing from nobody." All the artists waive royalties and fees to participate on the project, and all proceeds will go towards the Let Girls Learn Fund. The song is available on iTunes. Former Subway spokesperson Jared Fogle reportedly was beaten up by an inmate in federal prison. Fogle was jumped in the rec yard at Inglewood Prison in Colorado by an inmate named Stephen Nigg. Officials say Nigg has major issues with child molesters and punched Fogle several times in the face. Fogle allegedly was left with a bloody nose, scratches, and a swollen face. Nigg is reportedly in prison for a weapons charge. Fogle was sentenced to more than 15 years in prison after pleading guilty to charges of child pornography and engaging in sex with minors. His attorneys have appealed the sentence. Chris Brown is releasing a documentary titled Welcome to My Life. The singer announced the project by posting the film poster on Instagram on Tuesday with the caption, "Coming soon." On the poster, a topless Chris is sat cross-legged on the floor, covered in shadow, while a small light shines down on him. Above the title, it reads, "He went from being America's sweetheart to public enemy #1. Chris didn't reveal any more details about the documentary, which is directed by Andrew Sandler. It is thought it will cover his career highs and personal lows, including his 2009 assault of then-girlfriend Rihanna. This has been your entertainment this week. I'm Alicia Cook for News 46.
Frank Sinatra Jr., the son of the legendary entertainer who had a long musical career of his own, died on Wednesday. He was 72 years old. Sinatra died at a Daytona Beach, Florida hospital of cardiac arrest. Sinatra was on his Sinatra Sings Sinatra tour and was scheduled to perform at the Peabody Auditorium on Wednesday. Sinatra followed his father's singing career path and was a 19-year-old on tour when he was kidnapped in 1963. After 3 days, 2 of the men collected a $240,000 ransom paid by his father, while the other abductor let the son free. Days later, that kidnapper confessed to his brother, who called the FBI. The kidnappers were nabbed within hours.
And News 46 will be right back with your weather.